Right now, take them.
That threw my knife at him.
The New American Sportsman is presented by Miller High Life.
Few places on Earth are still as wild as Alaska. Endless stretches of roadless country where the bush pilot is king. The top of the food chain belongs to the brown bear. And in such a harsh landscape, everything is considered prey. In the fall, when the salmon begin their run, brown bears congregate on Alaska's rivers. They appear docile and content, even cute, some might say. But violent interactions between bears offer a glimpse into the power of these massive animals. Herschel Walker awakes before daylight. He begins each day as he has since he was 12, with 3,500 sit-ups and more push-ups than a grunt in boot camp.
Push-ups today I do between 750 to 1,500. You gotta get in sync with your body. As long as I believe in it, I said that's what's gonna work. I was coming to Dillingham, going out to some place. I had the slightest idea where that was at. All I thought about is cold weather. You know, brothers don't like cold weather, so that was the first thing I thought about. I was like, uh-oh. So that was interesting for me.
In Alaska, anchorage is simply the start of a long journey. A charter to the bush town of Dillingham, just a stopover before real remoteness begins. New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman takes the time to become more acquainted with an NFL legend.
I kind of was looking forward to meeting the guy just because what I had read about him, that he was a man of faith, that he was a very humble man. Despite all of his accomplishments in life, he had a tremendous humility. And what greeted me at the airport in Anchorage was a smiling face and a warm handshake.
I didn't put this much stuff on when I was playing football.
No pads, though. You got pads.
Since I'm hunting a bear, everything that can protect me, I'm putting it on.
Who gave you the best lick that when you think back, you say, man, I'll always remember that hit?
Mike Singletary hit me one time.
Mike Singletary did?
Yeah, he hit me in wham.
Oh, man, you remember it?
Oh, you know, you remember, because you see, like, you know how you see a cartoon when you see those yellow birds and those blue stars? You see that? And the next question out of your mouth is, I hope they don't give me the ball the next play.
After a series of progressively smaller aircraft, Herschel Walker and Tom Ackerman begin their final leg of an Alaskan bush adventure for brown bear.
Came out to see the float plane and it had a rat on it. And so it was like, uh-oh, this guy here, and the pilot was a guy he was a jokester, and so yeah, I don't know what to think of him. I said, you know, he may be one of those tobacco chewing guys that just love to have fun. So I hope he ain't ready to have fun on a float plane, because this is not the time to be climbing around. You know, I was a little nervous at that for a while, so I jumped up in there with like the co-captain. You know, if anything happened, I was ready to hang on, because I figured if we're gonna go down, it won't be at his chore, so I'm gonna have to do something to sort of help it out. And I was like, this is very remote. You talk about remote, this is a very remote place. And I remember when he was getting ready to land, and he said, your your camp is going to be up the river a piece, and so that and he flew over it and stuff, and I'm looking for the camp, and I don't see anything. I'm thinking, uh-oh, where are we going to be at? I'm like, I'm lost. And he flew around, made 2 or 3 circles, and he said, well, I'm going to land right here, and they ought to be up the river on a boat. And I started thinking, what in the world have I gotten myself into? And it was interesting. He landed, I tell you, he was a good pilot. He landed well, and a few minutes later, here come the boat. They pick us up to take us to the camp. And I thought that was pretty neat. That was fun. It's something for people in my hometown, you see on TV. You talk about something like that. It's something you see on TV. Somebody picking you up in a boat. You're going to go out to a remote camp and get it done.
Getting it done is something Herschel Walker knows all about. As one of the most successful running backs in NFL history, Walker proved to be a force, going over and around, and sometimes right through the competition.
And, when I went out to play, I played it at my most, and I gave it everything I got, because I said, I ain't got nothing else to do. My mother said, why waste your time? If you're not going to play hard, you might as well come home and wash dishes. And that's the reason I started playing. I didn't think I had to wash dishes and stuff. I was wrong, but that's the reason I started playing. I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it well.
Next on the New American Sportsman.
They won't be hunting us until we shoot them.
Right now, take them.
Look at that eyesore. That litter might as well be a shove to the elbow of a billiards player. A man picks up after himself. And, when called upon, after others. After all, the high life is a clean game. No slop.
Sorry, girl, not this trip.
When you plan a special getaway, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Hey, nice ride, cowboy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
How did it come to this? All these different antifreeze formulas, all these different colors. This stops now. Big Yellow's taking over.
What are you talking about?
Trust me, Sally. Trust Prestoners go for all makes, all model cars.
Big Yellow don't take over. I take over.
New Formula Prestone. Good for all makes, all model cars. Mixes with any color antifreeze.
Big Yellow could take over. Whichever.
Trust Prestone for your own protection.
Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
Sorry, girl, not this trip.
When you plan a special getaway, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Hey, nice ride, cowboy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Johnson in the 8th. He's setting up. Should have gone with a longer stick.
Can't beat the PBA. Today at 1 on ESPN.
ESPN2's presentation of The New American Sportsman is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life.
Herschel Walker and New American Sportsman host Tom Ackerman, a much-needed down day in camp offers a chance to prepare for the hunt for dangerous game.
Shooting a gun has never been something that very difficult for me. My father, my brothers, they're very good shot. They're like marksmen. And myself, having a criminal justice degree, spending a lot of time in law enforcement, have helped me to shoot a gun. I can shoot a gun well, shoot a pistol well, and So that was not a big deal to me. The only thing I thought about more than anything is bear, shooting a bear.
It's important to at least fire a couple, 3 shots to make sure that you're on the paper, and preferably putting together a good tight group so that you know that when you're out in the field, you can hunt with confidence, because if you don't have confidence in your weapon, you shouldn't be out there.
Seasoned bear guide and outfitter Mike Adiego preps his clients on the precautions taken in bear country.
We're going to have to be careful when we're out there because, we're going to go on out and stalk them and try to set up on their trails and things, and where we've seen good bears. So, it's going to take some good shooting. We're going to have to be careful about the first shot, because if that first shot isn't perfect, then that bear is going to try to come and get us.
Being in Georgia, I've never seen a bear. I may have seen a black bear way back into the woods, and coming here is such a beautiful area, but then I started thinking that this is brown bear, a little bigger than a black bear.
Yeah.
So is this something I need to get nervous about? But you're probably a good shot.
Not get nervous about it. You need to respect them. They won't be hunting us until we shoot them. But I know Herschel's up to it.
Well, I'm still thinking about that bear. It was strange because as soon as we got off the boat, you can see all the bear signs. Then also you can get that scent, you can get that smell, and sort of, I got excited. And then I sort of got nervous as well, because it did remind me of being back in Wrightsville, Georgia, going through those thick woods and stuff, and sometimes things can sneak up on you. And I know a bear is very clever. A bear is an animal that is very, very clever. And I kept looking around because, Mike, he's been in those woods before, and he's just walking like it's no big deal. But you got a country boy from Georgia, it's like this is something different.
They set up and staked out, and they just knew he was in the area. They knew that it was really fresh sign.
Bears are deadly silent. And if you hear something crashing through the woods, it's not a bear. Then when they hunt, they do stalk and ambush, and they are real good at it.
When you play football, your heart get pumping, but you don't think of anything going to come out to kill you. Some of the linemen may look like a bear, but they're not going to get out and hurt you. But this is something that he can tear you apart. So we had to climb this hill, and he said a hill. I thought it was a mountain because we started going up it, and I was glad I was in shape because I tell you, it was tough. So, Mike, he was good because Mike stopped and gave us a little rest, and then we started him back up. And we first went up the first one, and all of a sudden he spied the bear on another mountain.
He's going up over the hill.
I was thinking, this bear got to be in shape because he's climbing a mountain like it's no big deal, and I'm tired. So we started up the other mountain, and we decided we're going to stalk him. We started stalking. We got closer and closer, which was very unusual because he was out in the open. As Mike and I was getting ready to make the crest of the hill, he stood up, and I guarantee he couldn't have been no more than 50 yards from him. When he stood up and saw us, he started up the hill. That was difficult, the way he was positioning the wind and everything.
He stayed in the open but took the high spot from us.
So he could see everything.
And that wasn't an accident.
It's not. He's just standing looking at us now. He was playing tough to get there, though, man. He just kept pulling away from us.
I was saying hunting bear is a lot harder than hunting a rabbit. You don't have to go too far to hunt a rabbit or a squirrel. But when you got to hunt a bear, you got to go in his backyard, and his backyard is mountains and climbing and all those things, which is tough.
I could just see it in Herschel's eyes when he'd seen it, and he just realized. I think anytime you see a bear, it's going to be bigger than what you think it is. No matter how many times you say, boy, that's a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be. And they're big and they're intimidating, and it's pretty humbling to spend time with them.
Next on the New American Sportsman.
Once upon a time, Hansel and Gretel dropped breadcrumbs while entering the forest so they could find their way home. Well, their story wouldn't have been as scary if only they'd been carrying a GPS.
Someone once compared sporting plays to playing golf with a shotgun. When was the last time golf was this exciting? Every station offers a different challenge, but they all have one thing in common. The action is fast, and you have to earn every broken target. Not what you expected? You can give shooting a try.
To learn how to get started, visit wheretoshoot.org.
The workplace changes. Styles come and go. Dickies workwear stays true to its roots. Then, now, and far into the future. Dickies, a legend in work.
I'll reach over and click up that toggle. The only place in the world where I can have a day where everything goes my way. All I want to do is race, Daddy. It's like you.
Winner ain't the guy with the fastest car or something. Just the one who refuses to lose. The winner, Mr. Dale Earnhardt.
Bixby, we're giving you one last shot at Bixby Auto Ranch. Escape from your current loan or lease for just $29 down and $29 a month. Bixby, through Monday night, we're giving you one last shot at Bixby Auto Ranch, 153rd Memorial in Bixby. Call 366-7575 for details.
Don't take a chance. Bixby Auto Ranch.
All right, I got a little pop quiz for you. It's about me. What was my zip code? What city was it in? Name 3 kids I hung out with in the lunchroom. Name 3 kids your child hangs out with in the lunchroom.
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Instant Access, presented by Miller High Life.
Hey there, see this little gizmo? It's a GPS, or a global positioning system. At one time, only the military and seagoing vessels used GPS, but these days they're great for anyone who doesn't like the feeling of being lost. One of my favorite features of the GPS is the straight home function. Once I plug in my home position, I can go all over the city, put in my waypoints, and this is going to help me get right back to where I started. Another function that I really like is the barometric pressure one. Right here, you can get a reading for the next 12 hours for what the weather's going to be like. It says here, steady. Steady we go.
After a brief encounter with an Alaskan brown bear, Herschel Walker suits up for day 2 and a slight change in the game plan. Always a competitor, Herschel can't help but accept Tom's challenge on the river.
And this is what I would get for winning the fishing tournament. Minnesota Vikings football. He could not have brought anything better than this right here.
It's not going to come easy.
Might as well just give it to
I can promise you it's not going to come easy.
So we're going to go out and have this fishing tournament, and I'm going to use the old country boy from Georgia sort of technique, stand on the bank and catch cast out there and probably catch a bite.
We were going to just have a friendly fishing tournament, see who's going to catch the most fish or the biggest fish. Conditions were tough. We had a really strong north wind that was blowing, and it was cold, and not a lot of fish around, but we did find some and fool some, and it was just fun. It was fun just to be able to get to know the guy and to chat and just have some friendly competition.
Come to Papa. What do you got, Hirsch?
Well, I think I got something, but I don't want to brag about it yet because that thing you caught was a baby or something.
Is it alive? You need some help with that? But it still only counts as a fish, you know, so we'll be tied 1-to-1 if you get them in. You sure you're not on bottom?
No, I can't be on bottom.
You sure?
See, it's pulling, see that? A stick.
Oh, Herschel, man, you're killing me. Dandy. That's a good one, you know?
Well, you know, it's so fun. I want to get me cook that. This is not a throw back, this is a throw out.
counts, though. Oh, that's a nice fish. Oh, Herschel. I don't know what it is. I think it's another grayling. Oh! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah! Oh, he's got a good one. Uh-oh, Tom. Herschel, help! Help! And, well, you know I'm going to do what they do in Georgia is, since you're getting a bite, I'm coming down there where you're at. Go on, be free. Keep going. All right, buddy. That's 10. Tell you what, you got 10? Now, listen, because, you know, fishing's my game. Yes. You know, football's your game. Yeah, that's true there. I told him, I said, you know, fishing's my game, football's your game. Let's just make this fair. But I figured it's Sunday afternoon, you know, this is time for football. And so what better way to celebrate than, you know, just have a friendly game of touch. You with one hand. Now you gotta do Dion. Oh, it's spiking, man. Look. And he won that. And I'm just glad he didn't run over me. Well, I have a feeling that's the first time we've ever played football on this beach. Yes, on the beach. You know? Well, this is a true Lambeau field. Frozen tundra. Yes. Yeah. Right.
Next on the New American Sportsman.
Take him right now, Herschel.
Will it be A or B? A or B? All a man wants is a cold beer and he gets hit with the pop quiz. And now's when a high life man licks his number 2 pencil and proudly writes down A and B. Tests always make me thirsty.
Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
The world's foremost outfitter for hunting, fishing, and outdoor gear. Call us toll-free or shop online.
ESPN2's presentation of The New American Sportsman is brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life.
Once upon a time, Hansel and Gretel dropped breadcrumbs while entering the forest so they could find their way home. Well, their story wouldn't have been as scary if only they'd been carrying a GPS. It used to be that man looked to the heavens to decide where they were in the world by figuring out where north, south, east, and west was. Well, here in New York City, I can't even see the sky, let alone figure out where I am. With the quick use section of the manual, you can be up and running in a matter of minutes with your new GPS system. The Multi-Navigator GPS system uses a lot of different tools and incorporates it into one device. This is going to always let you know what your position is, where you are, so you can never get lost. It's going to help you navigate to and from places. GPSs work on satellite systems. There's 24 satellites out there that these are taking a reading on, so they're unbelievably accurate. It's always got the time and the date of where you are. It's going to tell you stuff like barometric pressure, when to stay put. It's going to forecast the weather even. It's pretty cool.
For NFL legend Herschel Walker, a fall hunt for Alaska's brown bear takes him far from the salmon streams of the lowlands. Every bear seems to be in the mountains and climbing higher still.
Well, we started back up the mountain, which was a great idea, but he started up a steeper mountain this time, even though it's the same mountain, but I think he picked the steep end.
You know, we were walking up the hill, I was, you know, that bear's over there on the other side. He just go up the hill like no big deal, and we're having to go.
But this is his yard. You know, climbing a mountain is no big deal. This is like him playing on a swing set. And then the hunt was on. Mike said, let's get ready.
We'll crawl on up, and then we'll come up over and we'll shoot them right there, okay? So let's get down there.
And we started stalking and getting easy. We started easing our way up to him then. And Mike looked up and he told me, said he's about 50 yards away.
He's coming down.
You know, I'm thinking, oh, geez, my heart started thinking, the game is on. And all of a sudden he stood up and the bear stood up and looked at us too. And Mike said,
take him right now, Herschel.
And you know, all I saw was the chest to his head. And you know, I'm thinking, where am I gonna hit him at? So I just shot. And I can see him, it hit him. And it didn't even bother him. He just looked at us. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Hit him again. Hit him again. Right now, take him.
My third shot, I think, hit him. We hit him, and he went down in like a little hole. You can see him, but you can't see him. Sometimes you see him get up like he's going to come back again. So we were trying to get ready so if he get back up, we can shoot him, but we really can't really see him well.
All right, come on. Let's get up there.
But then the thing was, after I shot him a couple of times, then I realized that I didn't have any more bullets. Like, where are my bullets at? I had 500 zippers on my coat.
He's down. You did it, man.
Then we had to almost move up on him, which is very dangerous to do.
Cover me, Herschel. I got the cover.
Wounded animal, you know, you got him wounded, you know, he's gonna come out fighting.
I got you. He's dead.
You know, inexperienced hunter do not need to go after a bear. They got to have a guide. They got to have someone that used to doing it. And, you know, I was very happy to have someone like Mike because there's no way I would have went after something like that by myself.
Good job.
I tell you what, just get your blood going.
Uh-huh. Yeah, hiking over how many mountains?
In football, you don't have no one that may come down and kill you.
I'm sure a couple of them have tried.
Yeah, no, they will try.
Yeah.
Then, I was excited, you know, looking at this animal, how powerful he was. You know, he's probably 500 plus. He's a big bear. We worked together as a team, and that's what I think hunting is, especially when you're hunting animals like this. Big prey, I think you got to work as a team.
When they got back, he was so tired that basically he grabbed the bite to eat and he just fell into his bunk. I guess it was a really tough hunt. They covered a lot of ground. It was grueling, but they were successful. He took a bear and they got out, and it was really neat to hear a blow-by-blow account from Herschel about the way the hunt unfolded, how tough it was, and you know, how it ended in success. And it sounded like a real exciting hunt, one that he probably will never forget.
The hunt for Alaska's dangerous game is unlike any other experience in the wild. A place where weather and travel, and even your prey, can exact the ultimate toll, and where success only comes to those willing to push higher, to seek out the story of the new American sportsman.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Become a better outdoorsman. Log on to ESPN Outdoors.